Peace and blessings. Be Michael here, back at you again. Long Life Holistic Services. We're continuing our little daily reflections. Today we want to talk about the value of humility. You know, humility is a very underrated principle today because, we hear people always talking about, swag, so on and so forth. They braggadocious. And that's something that's been around for a while. It's been around. We got all these beetles and these hornets just flying around. So I'm just looking at this wildlife, just insects. It's deep. But getting back to it, it's like we live in a time where, you know, the the mentality of people is just really cynical, very self-centered, very, very arrogant, you know. And self-confidence is one thing, you should be confident in what you do, but to be arrogant about it, to be boastful about it, to be to be a swagger, that's pushing it over the top, and that's when things really take a turn for the left because we know, going back to the word, pride comes before the fall. And so, with the word, the principle is clothe yourselves with humility. To clothe yourselves with humility, be humble. Humble yourselves in the sight of the Most High, and He will lift you up, right? And so, humility is truly valuable. And I was saying in the video dealing with self-control and discipline, we have to understand the value of being humble, because when we give thanks for our ability to do something, then we will have the ability to even accomplish more, right? Because we understand that it's coming from a source that is so far beyond us, and we're just vessels. We're just mere servants. We're just mere messengers. We're instruments of going about carrying forth a greater plan and a greater purpose. And so humility is priceless. And the more man is humble, more obedient he is towards the Most High, the more he positions himself to be accessible to the Spirit of the Most High, the wiser he will be in all things, and the more shall his soul be at peace. Through humility, the value of humility is very important. And that's what I'm saying. When we acknowledge our source of ability, when we acknowledge the source of our intelligence, when we acknowledge the source of our drive and motivation, of our even self-confidence, of the gifts that we have been given, when we acknowledge the Creator, that is true humility, especially when we experience success. So the opposite of the lessons that we learn is the success. But when we experience the success, humility will give thanks to the source of where that success came. Not just, oh, I did it, I pulled my bootstraps up and I'm the man, I did this myself, you know what I'm saying? No, be humble. Kendrick Lamar told us very well this past year, be humble, right? And with humility comes the most beautiful character trait and expression for humanity, whereas pride is the most repulsive. Although, again, we've come to live in a society where this is like something that is, accepted now. You're the flyest, you're the hardest, you're the best, you're the greatest. I am, me. And there is a reality to that mantra of I am. There is a reality to that, but it is in perspective. It is in, like, reality. When we understand the dynamics of the earth in relationship to, I believe it is the dog star, the largest star in the known universe. The earth itself is a speck. And what are we in like to that? We're nothing. We're nothing, but yet together we compose more. But a leader, someone who will show the world that, someone who will bring the world to acknowledge reality and to acknowledge even the greatness that is within each and every individual, a leader is clothed in humility. And that's what they call the X factor of great leadership. It's not about your personality, although you need that. You need to be charismatic. You need to be magnetic. You need to have, a sense of appeal to people through your personality. But humility is what transcends everything. And having a modest opinion of one's own self-importance is humility. It's not a lack in a pretentious superiority or arrogance. Humility, it is said, is the first great step and test of a man, of a great man. It is the first test of a great man. Humility. So when you find yourself elevated, that's when you need to become more humble and thankful and more appreciative. Because you don't have to be there. Just as quick as you got there, just as quick as you can go. So be thankful for those things. And humility is the word. It is what is needed to be expressed in these times. Forgiveness also is a virtue that we also have to exercise. Speech, sweet speech, powerful speech is also a mantra that leads to manifestation. You wear all these three robes with humility being really your cloak. You'll captivate, and you also have happiness, love, peace, and success. And so once you understand your purpose, once your leadership is inspired, once you have your inner authority, once you have gained self-control and discipline, then you must work hard, but stay humble. So just some food for thought, This is Long Life Holistic Services, creative visionary B. Michael. August 19th, the Science of Spirit, Blueford Library. I'm going to shout it out from the rafters. Come support, come check us out. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, right? Subscribe to the blog. See what's going on, because we're really going to try to shift the paradigm. We got some very interesting challenges coming up. I see everyone doing that Drake Kiki challenge and stuff, and that's fun. That's great. That's great. Have fun. Kick it, right? But we got some serious stuff that we need to really also put to work, because these are serious times at the same time, and we need to understand our purpose as humanity is to uplift. Our purpose as humanity is to create an oasis, is to create a heaven on earth, right? It's to bring forth a critical mass of consciousness, to understand our collective power as humanity. And that can only happen through humility, because if we're just all chiefs, and wanting to lead and be in the head and be in the front, we're not going to get anything accomplished. We all have to be engaged in this process, and it requires each of one of us to be humble and approach it with sincerity, with love, with true intention and pure hearts. So just want to drop that off. But Science of Spirit, August 19th, 3050 Prospect, the Blueford Library. We're going to have refreshments. We're going to have some networking. We're going to have some good conversation. We're going to have some good activities. And we're going to have some good information presented for the people as well. So come out, support, check us out. Long life, be Michael. Signing off. One life, one love.